All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly board session. It's Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. It is not 9 o'clock-ish, and I apologize that we're a little bit tardy this morning. We ran into some traffic. But as always, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you please join me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we're going to start off with a special presentation this morning. We'd like to recognize the service.
No public comment?
There is no public comment. Noni, as Commissioner Fiona likes to say. No one has signed up for public comment. We'd like to recognize the service of our sheriff, Sheriff Joe Cast. He's about to retire. And so, Sheriff Cast, if you'd please come up, we'd like to chat with you. I think this is the one they want you to sit at, is that right? And I know...
I'm not in charge, I don't know.
I think it's this one.
You're the sheriff, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you want to sit up here with us?
Except for the fact that you wore that ugly duck thing.
It's my tie. I just want to note the irony of us being late for the presentation where we celebrate you. Sheriff Cass, you know, ran the SWAT team for a number of years, and you didn't make that SWAT team if you showed up late for Sheriff Cass. So there's something fabulous about that.
I just want to say, though, that we did not speed, so therefore we don't have a ticket, and we did get here as fast as possible.
And it was a mess over by Costco, I hear.
And in Turner.
Yeah?
Commissioners, with your indulgence, I'd like to share some of Sheriff Cast's career highlights. He's served our community for a really long time, and I think it's worth us recognizing all the work that he's done, not just for Marion County, but for our country. So early on, he served our country in the U.S. Air Force from 1987 to 1991. And then he was a jail deputy in Bibb County, Georgia. I don't know where Bibb County is. Never been to Georgia, but I'm sure it's a lovely place. He found the light, moved back to Oregon, and was an enforcement deputy for us for a long time. And then after about 8 years as an enforcement deputy, he was promoted to sergeant, and he was the SWAT sergeant as well. So handled a lot of those really difficult situations and kept his team and the community safe in a number of very challenging times. We're grateful for that. He was promoted again in 2008 to enforcement lieutenant, and he was the lieutenant in charge of the investigation of the Woodburn bombing, where 2 folks lost their lives. He then became an institutions lieutenant, returned to his roots in the jail, and managed our jail programs for 5 years. And we, to this day, we're one of 2 jails in the entire country that are cited as examples by national organizations when they travel around and tell people, try to help people run their jails better. And so a lot of that is due to his work when he was a lieutenant. And then he was promoted to enforcement commander in 2018. And then in 2019, we appointed him to be sheriff. And I think I've said this before, I didn't know how important that appointment was at the time, but I'm sure glad we didn't screw it up. And I know we're going to probably talk about our experiences, but I just remember in particular the night of the fire, talking to Joe and having him hang up on me, which was the appropriate thing to do at that moment. There were people whose lives needed saving, and him and his team risked their lives to keep us safe. So we've been through a lot together, Sheriff Casts, and I just want to say thank you for your service to our community. Thank you. Commissioners?
Well, I get a little emotional talking about our relationship, Joe. A couple things that I want to say. I'll never forget between March 2020 and I think it was probably about March 2021. I don't know the exact dates, but we were sitting in a meeting, and I remember former Sheriff Jason Myers telling you that 7 years is probably a good, time to be a sheriff because of the stress and all the work that you do. And we're sitting in that meeting after COVID and wildfires, and you said, this has been a dog year, 7 years, right, in 1 year. And I'll never forget that because we all experienced that together. The wildfires and COVID, which continued on, and we're still recovering from wildfires. Thank God COVID is pretty much behind us. But probably the most important thing to me is my relationship with you and you encouraging me to go see Dr. Best when I was really struggling. And I just want to thank you for your friendship, your leadership, number one, but also your friendship and you caring about us as individuals. And I know that the people that work for you feel the same way. And I'm really thankful for that kind of a relationship that we have within Marion County, not only with you as a sheriff, but other leaders that we have that really go deep with their people. And it's just a good example, and I shared this with commissioners yesterday. I did a ride-along Monday with one of our building inspectors who spent 2 years up in the canyon with people who were recovering from wildfires and rebuilding. And his comment was, I mean, as we were driving along, he knew people's names, he knew what their fire experience was, he knew all these things. And this is a guy who just goes and checks the electrical and checks the foundation and all this other stuff. And we just have examples of people like you throughout Marion County. And it's the leadership that really matters and the example that you have set in your time here. And we're just blessed to have you. And I know you and your wife will go on and have just a great time together, and you deserve to do that. So thank you very much. I will miss you personally, but hopefully we'll stay in touch, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Kevin.
I'm gonna say all my things on Thursday. I'm not crying on camera today. I guess all I'll say is that I believe that you've truly served the citizens of Marion County really honorably. And I didn't know you before I ran for office. Probably a good thing. I grew up in the community in a pretty hard lifestyle as a kid. And it was fun over the last couple of years. It's been fun to see your kind of recollection of activities that you interacted with when you were either in enforcement or whatever it was, 25 years ago. And there was one particular story I'll share that I think is fun. For me, I think it was our first national night out together. So that would have been in 2021. We were over in the East Salem Service District where I ran the streets. And a friend came up and said hello to me, who I hadn't seen in a really long time because he'd just gotten out of prison. And he had his children, and Joe was observing the conversation, and later I said, do you know who that was? And he goes, I think I put him in prison. And I said, you did. And I was there the night he was arrested. And his face was like, oh, I maybe could have been one of those kids. I never committed any crimes, that's very true, but I ran with a lot of criminals who participated in some pretty unfortunate behaviors. And so I've actually known you a lot longer than 4 years, and I'm grateful that I never had to sit in the back seat of your vehicle. Ever since I've known him, it's only been the passenger seat, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Thanks.
You know, Joe, we were having coffee the other day, and something that popped into my head in that moment, and I've been thinking about it more, is one of the challenges that you had to face as a sheriff was what does it mean to be the police? What role should the police serve in our society? And you were asked that question from lots of different people in lots of different ways, right? Sometimes you were asked to enforce gathering rules, like how many people should be together at Thanksgiving, or COVID restrictions, or questions about use of force and riots. And there's all these sort of societal questions that we were dealing with. And I think also internally, you were asked questions of sort of what role should, in a structure where you have supervisors, and in an emergency you can't have debate, right? People need to do their jobs, and they need to save people's lives. And so you have sort of a structure in an emergency where you have a commander, and they give direction to people below them, and they execute that direction. One of the things that I admire about you is that you thought and care deeply about our community and what makes it vibrant. Not just the baseline level of, can I stop this person who has this gun in this moment? But what does it mean to actually have a community that we all want to live in, right? I think what we were talking about was it would be easy, and especially with your training, to make sure that you win every fight, right? And you can stand in the rubble afterwards when you've defeated all your enemies and be miserable, because there's nothing actually there anymore, right? And we see this in the Ukraine, unfortunately, right now, where these cities that people have fought over, and they're literally in rubble. There's nothing left when they're done, right? And one of the things that I admire about you, and I saw this in the interviews, is the way that you ran the office, I could tell was with an eye for what's the community that we all want to live in. What does that mean for how we treat our deputies? What does that mean for how we treat people who maybe are critical of the sheriff's office? What does that mean for how we treat people who we're arresting? What does that mean for how do we treat people who are in our jail? And how do we treat people who are coming out of corrections and need to be reintegrated into our community? And I think one of the things I admire about you is you didn't have all the answers to all those questions, but you knew they were important questions. And I could see that you didn't want to just stand in the rubble. You wanted to be in a place where people could walk downtown Salem and have a cup of coffee and feel good about their community and the people that they live with. And I just really admire that about you, because that's hard, right? That's really hard work, and it's complicated work, and it's something that you or me personally, we don't have all the answers for that. But we have to keep our eye on that type of community that we want to live in and bring people together to try to achieve that. And I just really admire you for doing that in a time where it was really hard. And there's a number of times where not just our community, but the whole country was sort of really in crisis. And I think people just got so much confidence from talking to you and meeting with you in those moments. And we could just sort of recognize, even if you didn't stand up there and say, don't worry, I have all the answers, we recognized that you had the same heart that we did. You wanted the same good for our community that we all wanted. And I think that gave all of us a lot of confidence in those moments. And so I want to thank you for that part of your service that is not necessarily something I can read off of a career highlight sheet. So.
Thank you. That comes a lot from working with all the folks that you see here and some that aren't here. I mean, we have really, really good people in the sheriff's office throughout the county, the resources that are available to the three of you, obviously, but me and others. Any of these things that happen, it's not any one or two people. It's a slew of people that come in and support whatever the issues are, from all kinds of departments, all kinds of divisions, all kinds of offices. And like I said, my undersheriff has been stellar in supporting and helping me balance what we need to deal with on the sheriff's office side. But Jan Fritz has been outstanding, Jane Vetto, all three commissioners, department heads from all over. Ryan Matthews is sitting back here, hiding in the back somewhere. Brian Nicholas, amazing what the Public Works Department has had to do too. So it's a lot more than any one of us could ever think. It's not one person. It's so integrated in our culture at the county. We have really good resources, and I have really good people at the office. And as you saw during the fires or during a multitude of other events, tactical events, we have good leaders. And when you show up and a good leader's in charge, you stay out of their way and you let them do their thing. So,
Jan, did you have something?
Joe, I just want to say thank you so much for your partnership. You know, we both started our jobs on the same day 4 years ago, and it was the most traumatic time in Oregon, or in Marion County's history at least, too, with COVID, and wildfires, and ice storms, and heat waves, plus the riots we had that you dealt with downtown as well. And I did talk to him on the phone all night that night of the fire.
He didn't hang up on you?
No,
He didn't hang up on me either.
We talked many times.
Must have got him at a good time.
I was driving through the fire when I was talking to him.
We talked many times that night, and I do remember when he had notification that we lost contact with a group of deputies, and we were on the phone, and the weight of that responsibility for both of us just seared in our minds and hearts. So, truly, you were amazing. You've been a wonderful partner. I appreciate your willingness to work with the county and to come over whenever you needed to or to let us talk. I will truly miss you, and thank you. You have served with honor and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Do we have a slideshow?
We have a plaque.
We have a
Okay.
plaque we're going to present. Do you want to share anything more, Sheriff? Before we get it?
I really just want to capitalize on the fact that the collaboration at Marion County is phenomenal. These events that we dealt with, we dealt with a dog year's worth of stuff in 14 or 15 months. It was traumatic, it was stressful. Jan got to hear me talk about the personal stress that I was dealing with at times where I had to take some time off because it got overwhelming at times. But the collaboration within the sheriff's office and all over the county, the support everywhere, it's just been incredible. I wouldn't trade, what we've been through. Most of the time, I'd rather us not deal with some of those issues. But if you're going to deal with that, this is the group of people to deal with it with. It's been incredibly challenging. Kevin, you're right. Talking to you on the phone while you're driving through the fires, not fun. Hearing our deputies lose communication in the middle of the fires, not fun. The fires are the most recent traumatic event, but the Woodburn bombing was unbelievably stressful. Losing friends there. It's just a difficult thing to deal with sometimes, but this is the group of people at this county that has helped us perform at a level that I think a lot of people would be envious of all over. And we hear a lot of positive comments internally within my office. I can't share enough how much I appreciate the leadership that we had throughout the office. I've got a lot of folks, regardless of rank, that are good leaders at the sheriff's office. And some of those folks disagree sometimes. We have great conflict conversations because we disagree with how to do things sometimes. But in the end, we pull together and we accomplish things, and we don't lose trust and faith with what we've got available to us and how we have to get things done. And that collaboration has been key to everything that we've accomplished. So I appreciate the recognition of me, but really it's the office, it's the people, it's the county that pulled together and created an environment where all of this is possible. 31 years is a long time, but it was with the right place here. So,
Thank you, Joe. Let's
Yeah.
all give Joe a round of applause. All right, we got this for you. You got to take a picture with us.
sounds good.
It would be better.
Yeah, please.
And not just because I don't like the ducks, but because it would be better.
I'm going to do this for you, Danielle, and for Kevin.
Thank you.
What's that? Taking off the duck?
Taking off the
Duck land.
Hey, there are good people in bad places. That's all I can say.
You
There are good people in bad places.
You still got 2 days. You're still sheriff for 2 days. So just because we're giving you this doesn't mean that you're.
Balance it out. Let's go in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right.
So ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Hank, you want to get a picture real quick?
Yeah.
Now we're Facebook famous.
That's right. Yeah.
So I gotta go back to
I saw that. Can you read the consent again for us? Every time we talk about
Mine?
You mind if I read it?
Oh, no, go ahead. Do it all.
All right.
I'll just sit here.
I like the enthusiasm today. We're going to jump right into this consent agenda.
All right. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda under Community Services. Approve a resolution supporting the cities of Aurora, Donald, and Hubbard in their application to the state of Oregon for the redesignation of the North Marion County Enterprise Zone. Under Finance, approve the purchase order with Professional Credit Services in the amount of $165,500 to provide collection services through June 30th, 2024. Under Health and Human Services, approve the contract for services with Nathaniel Kravitz LLC, PMHNP, in the amount of $400,000 to provide mental health assessments and care to adult behavioral health clients through June 30th, 2025. Approve the contract for services with James Miller Medical Doctor in the amount of $500,000 to provide mental health assessments and care to adult behavioral health clients through June 30th, 2025. And under Public Works, approve an order establishing a temporary speed zone for a work zone on a portion of Corden Road. And under Sheriff's Office, approve the contract for services with the Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency in the amount of $270,000 to provide Justice Reinvestment Initiative Services Navigator coaching through June 30th, 2025. And finally, approve the intergovernmental agreement with Marion County Health and Human Services in the amount of $560,634 to assess, monitor, and provide treatment services to Student Opportunities for Achieving Results, SOAR, participants with substance abuse disorders through June 30th, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Okay. Next up, we have, is Carol here? There you are. Okay. We're going to consider approval of orders appointing Josh Lair as chair with the term ending December 31st, 2025, Eric Razor as vice chair with the term ending March 31st, 2026, the Marion County Local Alcohol and Drug Planning Commission. And I see Josh is here. Josh, is Eric here too?
Eric is.
Oh, great. Okay. You guys can come up next. How does that sound? Or is there, there's two chairs. Oh, there's two chairs. Come on up.
This is actually for them.
Oh, yeah, great, perfect. I only saw one chair, and I didn't know how we were going to. Good morning, Carol.
For the record, I'm Carol Hurd, Division Director with Addiction Treatment Services with Marion County Health and Human Services. As you may know, the Local Alcohol and Drug Planning Committee is a group of volunteers that serve as an advisory group to the Marion County Local Mental Health Authority by identifying needs and establishing priorities for alcohol and drug prevention and treatment services that best suit the needs and values of the community. Recently, the previous LADPC chairperson retired, and with this change, the committee nominated Josh Lair as the new chair, and while Josh was the previous vice chair, the committee nominated Eric Racer into that role. Josh has been a member of the committee since December of 2021, and Eric has been a member since April of 2022. Both Josh and Eric are here today, and I would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves.
Be sure to talk into the microphone.
Eric Razor.
What else? What about you?
Well, I'm Executive Director of Soaring Heights Recovery Homes. We've been around for about 5 years now, and exciting news, we just opened up another house here in May 1st. Immediately got 5 women into that house. So really exciting stuff going on with the houses. We've got a lot of good positive stories coming with people doing really well. And thank you for the opportunity for the Vice Chair here.
My name is Josh Lair, and I'm the Community and Law Enforcement Outreach Manager for Ideal Option. I am super thankful for this opportunity, and even more blessed that I get to be here on the day that Sheriff Cast is recognized. I love being able to serve our community and this county, and it's because of people like Sheriff Cast and the rest of those wonderful individuals in the back that make it possible. The leadership here in Marion County, with all of 3 of you commissioners, the Sheriff's Department, Ryan Matthews, you know, when I got invited to be a part of the LADPC, Ryan has attended every single one of them, whether it's by Zoom or in person, whichever he can make happen, but he fits it into his calendar because what's going on in our community matters. And it shows that from the top down. And so for someone like me, it's really hard to say no to wanting to serve a community when you have such great leadership doing the things that they're doing every single day. So I'm just really blessed to be able to be a part. My wife and I, this is what we do day in, day out, is serve. And so this is just another opportunity and a way for me to serve our community. Really thankful to be a member of Marion County and to be able to give back when I took for so many years from this wonderful community. So being able to do what I get to do today is an honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly. And you know, got to talk with Deb Gerard before. This all started today, you know, and I do desire to take this to the next level. I really believe that we can take stigma to a different level, to where, you know, recovery and treatment is something that is talked about in a positive way rather than a negative way. And we have a great opportunity to do that with the LADPC. So I'm super thankful for this opportunity.
Thank you, Josh. I really like how you mentioned the examples that other people set that inspire you, because that's true for me too. Every time one of us gives a little bit, it inspires the rest of us to give a little bit, and then you sort of have this overabundance of giving, right? And you kind of get the community you want to live in. And so I share that. People like Ryan and Sheriff Cast and you and Eric, Carol, and my commissioners, Jan, we all sort of help each other to give to the community. And it's pretty cool to be a part of that. And you're right, now we have some momentum. There's a lot of people that are giving right now, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to get to be in that spot, and I appreciate how aware you are of it and grateful, and that you don't take it for granted, because I think that's something that all of us are tempted to do sometimes. Anything else, Carol?
Well, I just want to say, last night, myself and Commissioner Willis and 300 other people attended an event put on by Catholic Community Services. And Father Greg Boyle was there. Eric was there.
Yeah.
He is the founder of Homeboy Industries out of Los Angeles County in California. And as I was listening to him speak, and also another gentleman named Suave Gonzalez, who has a pretty similar story to you, Josh, who I met actually immediately completing his discussion, his share, and shared with him about you. Too bad he was getting on a plane today, because otherwise he was going to go have lunch with you. They talked about kinship and compassion. And the whole time I was sitting there in this audience, all I thought about was the work that you do, that Hank does, that the board invests in. Service-oriented systems of care, the work that the two of you are going to guide, the direction and the input and the lived experience is going to provide this Board of Commissioners, Ryan Matthews, and those of us that are trying to really invest in our community to help people find kinship. At the end, I went to my car to share about it, and I looked up the word kinship on Webster's Dictionary online, and the way it's defined, is not really the way we perform it, the concept of kinship and the way that Father Boyle was discussing. And I'm just super grateful that you both exist and that you want to pour so much into our community, and that we have folks like Carol and Terry and people who want to rally these organizational supports. These boards, these committees are really important to the decisions that the commissioners make. We don't just let anybody get on them, because they really impact the lives of people every single day. So I'm super proud of the fact that, Josh, you're a chair of an organization with the trajectory your life has been on. I'm not proud for you, I'm proud for me. I'm proud that we live in a community that sees you as a person and loves you for everything that you bring, looking back onto your life and being able to pour that into the community going forward to make people's lives healthier. And the same for you, Eric. You and Victoria are doing really amazing things. I would encourage anybody to go tour these homes. I just went last week, and I got to interact with some of the gals and their kids. This is my community. These are my kin, basically. And I'm just grateful for the work that you're doing. And I'm just going to put a plug in for Soaring Heights, because on October 20th, they're having a fundraiser.
Yes.
And they need table hosts. So if you believe in helping people change their lives, I would encourage you to reach out to Eric or Victoria at Soaring Heights and host a table and invite your friends and write a check. So, thank you.
Good job.
There's just so many good things happening in this community, and the news makes it sound like we're falling apart, but sometimes it feels like that. But
Yeah.
last night you were at Catholic Community Services. I was at a United Way board meeting, and I'd never heard of them before. Five Rock Ranch, you probably know them, right? And they gave a presentation last night, and I just went, whoa, the stuff they're doing. And I remember going to the Flying M and drinking in the bar, and they've turned that place into a recovery place and a place where people can spend up to 3 years. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of resources, and my point being is that there's so much going on in our community that is trying to help people that need the help. And when you find people, and I know seeing Hank here, still out there in the lead, and you find people that say, yeah, I want the help. And once they say that, we got it, right? And thank you for you, Josh, what you started years ago with LEAD and what you're continuing to do. Soaring Heights, I know we've helped with funding some of
2 houses.
the houses and the work that you're doing. And so it's really good that we have these types of resources, and the biggest resource of all is the human resource that you are putting forward, and today's another example of it. So I just thank you both for stepping up and serving in this way. And for those that we don't even know about that are serving up there, it's just a great honor to have so many people giving back to the community. So thank you.
Commissioner, I think we'd be remiss to not mention Carly, who's sitting in the audience. And Josh, I appreciate you can bring her wherever you want, always.
I typically do, but she was more
last night.
concerned about making sure that the rules were being followed. I was like, you are me. Like, I don't do
Sometimes
me
we just
without
make
you.
up our own rules. Maybe you've noticed. I mean, Ryan
come on,
certainly
that's
has.
not true.
Carly works in our health department, and she does fantastic work with the folks that Eric and Josh and Hank and so forth recruit into our system of service. And she's a direct beneficiary of our system, but also an investor in our system to make sure that our community is loved up on and can be on a straight and forward path to success. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Good job. Thank you for
I guess we're probably ready for a motion,
We
aren't
can
we?
be here all day. It's obviously a very
Okay.
sappy day.
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve an order appointing Josh Lair as chair with a term ending December 31st, 2025, and Eric Razor as vice chair with a term ending March 31st, 2026 to the Marion County Local Alcohol and Drug Planning Committee.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Passes. Okay, next up, we have Brian Van Bergen. Are you here? There you are. And we're going to consider approval of amendment number 1 to the contract for services with Metro Pre-Sort Incorporated to add $142,500 for a new contract total of $237,500 for ballot and voter notification card services. I think this says through September 30th, 2026. Is that right?
Good morning.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioners. Mine is a lot less sappy. A
Well,
lot more.
depends on who you're talking to. Be honest. Elections.
Some people love mail. This is a relatively straightforward contract renewal request. No changes have been made to the details, only the length of the service. The request is for an extension through 2026. Metro Pre-Sort is the outfit that the Marion County Clerk's Office uses, as Commissioners mentioned a moment ago, for our primary voter correspondence. The postcards we call VNCs and VCCs, otherwise known as voter confirmation cards and voter notification cards. So this is how we tell voters if their information just changed or that they've just been inactivated to confirm that new detail. This outfit is a vendor that this office has been using for many, many years, and we respectfully ask that you allow us to continue that vendor relationship. Any questions?
Well, I don't have any questions, but I'm sure you're expecting me to say something because we had a pretty lengthy email exchange on this. So I appreciate that you've used them for a long time. I'm sure they're fantastic. But I'm going to continue to remain in my position that at some point in every contract, we need to go out for a request for proposal to give everybody that does business in and or around Marion County access to the work that we do. And so I'll support this today, but I would like to put on the record that I expect an RFP for the next process to be produced. And if they happen to be the best outfit still, awesome. But I think it's only fair to the businesses in and around Marion County that we give everybody equal access at some point.
Wholeheartedly agree, and that will begin shortly.
Thank you.
Not to belabor the point, but it is in our best interest to have a viable working COOP plan. Disasters happen from time to time. Always good to have a viable backup that's ready to go at a moment's notice.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
Mr. Cameron, any no questions, comments? Okay, I'll take a motion.
All right, I move to approve amendment number 1 to the contract for services with Metro Pre-Sort to add $142,500 for a new contract total of $237,500 for ballot and voter notification card services through September 30th, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Well, just a comment, I think the legislature just passed a bill that'll require everybody who's on the Oregon Health Plan to be registered to vote.
Required?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell can you require
Well,
someone
it's
to
just
register
like
to
motor
vote?
voter, right?
It's
Same
very
thing.
against the
So when you-
Constitution to
when
me.
you- Well, no, but my point is when you sign up for the Oregon Health Plan, then you automatically get signed up to vote.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay, I'm just saying, that's all.
All right, well,
So we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes.
Good luck, Brian.
And I would,
Yeah, you're gonna have more people signing up. Huh?
and I have a lot to say about that one,
Well, maybe we'll bring you back.
Well, I
and
do
hear
too,
you.
off the record.
Exactly. And I love to hear the comments about the Flying M, and I also love to hear the comment that a commissioner actually did a ride-along. My wife is a property appraiser in another county, and I very much appreciate the attention that Marion County's commissioners pay to the actual people doing real work out there. Super impressive, I just gotta say.
Thanks, Brian. We love that you're here.
Yeah.
Maybe you can move it to the county.
Okay. Rhett, you're up next, and we're going to consider approval of the contract for services with DePaul Industries Incorporated in the amount of $800,000 to provide unarmed security and vehicular patrol services through June 30th, 2024. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I am Rhett Martin, Administrative Services Division Director for Marion County Health and Human Services. And as you are aware, excuse me, for the health and safety of our clients and staff, we do contract out on unarmed security and patrol services throughout our various health locations. With our current contract set to expire, I'm just here this morning seeking approval for a brand new contract for services with DePaul Industries for the amount of $800,000. This will provide security services through June of 2024, and this will serve our Psychiatric Crisis Center, our Center Street campus, and the leased buildings located in Salem and Woodburn. Can I answer any further questions?
I'm good on this one.
No, keep people safe.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve the contract for services with DePaul Industries in the amount of $800,000 to provide unarmed security and vehicle patrol services through June 30th, 2024.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you,
Thank
Rhett. Okay, Ryan, you're next. And we're going to consider approval of the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority in the amount of $1,980,301 for the Behavioral Health Workforce Initiative through June 30th, 2024. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Ryan Matthews, Administrator with Marion County Health and Human Services, and I am here seeking approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Oregon Health Authority in the amount of $1,980,301. These funds are being allocated to counties to help address the nationwide staffing shortage for behavioral health professionals. The Behavioral Health Workforce Initiative actually came out of House Bill 2949 in 2021 and House Bill 4017 in 2022, with the goal to support recruitment and retention of behavioral health providers to increase access in communities across the state. The amount received is the amount that was expected in terms of our allocation, but the timing of this actually took quite a while. So our plan initially was developed in late 2022, was submitted and approved by Oregon Health Authority in November of 2022 actually, and it's taken from that point up until now to actually receive the contract due to whatever delays are kind of happening at the state level. With that, they have actually extended the contract. So this contract goes through June 30th, 2024. The initial agreement was supposed to be received kind of in January and kind of run through calendar year 2023. So because of the late start, they have pushed back and allowed these funds to be spent over a longer period of time. So that certainly is helpful. The breakdown of the 1.9 million is there's 1.4 million that's for incentives, whatever workforce incentives that kind of fit within our plan, and then 578,000 for clinical supervision to be provided to those behavioral health staff. some of the things that were in the Marion County plan that we looked at in terms of recruitment and retention strategies. We have implemented an employee relocation package, so that's a relocation bonus as well as reimbursement of relocation expenses. We've also broadened our recruitment strategies to try to promote, Marion County jobs nationally. I think our primary goal with these funds is not to see providers kind of bouncing around agencies within Marion County, because that doesn't ultimately grow the provider panel, doesn't increase access to anyone. It just sort of shuffles, the pieces around on the chessboard. We're really hoping to incentivize new providers that want to move out to Marion County. We're a great place to live, and we want to see more providers into our community to increase the sheer volume of providers that we have. And in terms of being able to retain our current employees, we have implemented an employee retention bonus as well that gets paid after 6 months and 12 months of service with Marion County Health and Human Services. In an effort to try to promote professional development, we've implemented tuition assistance, and we've also implemented free licensure supervision. So these are for people that either want to get into the behavioral health field or for people that want to advance their career within the behavioral health field and work towards higher licensure. And then we've also added a wage enhancement for our 24/7 operations for those overnight shifts that currently had a shift differential, but it was really not adequate to incentivize providers to want to work at PCC on those graveyard shifts and those really, really hard to fill positions. So we're certainly excited that the money is finally here and that we're able to implement some of these incentives. We're hopeful. We think that it can hopefully help us to retain our current workforce, which we've got a great dedicated group. I know they've got high caseloads. They're hoping for some relief on the way, and so we really want to focus our efforts and attention on, hiring more staff, bringing more people into the region, and we're hopeful that these funds can help us do that. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Well, I definitely don't have any questions. I'm glad this is finally here. I mentioned earlier I toured Soaring Heights last week, and I was at the North Kaiser home, and there's several gals there that are entering into the social services workforce, and I was like, you should call Ryan Matthews. And then previously at Chemeketa and Woodburn, you should call Ryan Matthews. I mean, I think we can all be our biggest recruiters, and this is a particular tool that we should be discussing on every second basis because it is a huge need that we have here in Marion County. If anybody walks the streets of Salem specifically, you can see that there is a significant population who need behavioral health services. And behavioral health is encompassing of addiction and mental health. It's not just, mental health.
Right.
And while I know a lot of this is going to focus on that mental health component because that's kind of where our biggest void is, I look forward to seeing the folks come. I know you've already recruited at least one, maybe two folks from out of state into this department. And this is, I don't usually say thanks to the state of Oregon because they screw things up all the time, but this is actually an opportunity for us to control the pathway to bring on good service providers that meet the culture of our community to serve the people that live here, and now we have the money to get it done.
I was actually going to make a comment on how important local decision-making is,
Oh.
because my view is actually the state did screw this up. They just threw they threw a bunch of money at this, and we lost a whole bunch of providers to the school district and to other providers where it didn't actually increase the amount of behavioral health services in the community. Mm-hmm. We just shuffled the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic, right? So I think this is one where, kind of like what we did with the rental assistance money, where actually the local decision-making was super important to take a state program that they hadn't thought all the way through and created all sorts of bad outcomes just the way they threw it out there and say, no, we should be doing it this way, and if you take that money and you do it this way, then it'll actually be positive for the community rather than negative for the community. And there's been a couple of these times where I feel like not just the three of us, but us and our folks in the community and technical experts come together and say, okay, how do we do this so that we're helping people, not harming people? And I think I'm happy with where we came to here. We already have folks that are getting more schooling and increasing their licensure and are incentivized to do that. We're bringing people in from out of state, so we're actually increasing the pool of service providers rather than just going and stealing a bunch of service providers who are already serving people in our community, which did happen when the state first rolled this program out. Right. So thank you for helping us try to get this right.
Appreciate that.
I wasn't quite finished, but I just want to say, Ryan, thanks for your work on this. I know
Thank
this
you.
wasn't an easy internal process. One, because we put some roadblocks in the way with the way the state initially presented this to the county. We absolutely sometimes say no, thank you, to their ideas here and their money. And we did say yes, because you and your team worked really, really hard over there on Center Street to make this work for the culture. And also, I know that you had to work really hard with our union to get this done, and that's never an easy task, so kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I do think, to speak to that a little bit, I think counties were sort of the last to receive this money because it's harder. We don't really operate in a workforce incentives kind of methodology. We have labor unions, we have other issues. And so I think that was really that initial thing that the state did, was they pushed a bunch of money out. Private providers were really the only ones that could access it, and then they hired away all the county employees into their work. And that really did, when you rewind a couple years ago, that really had a big negative impact on us. So now the pendulum is hopefully swinging back to where we can use these to retain our workforce and enhance it. But I do agree with you, Commissioner Willis. That was initially how it was implemented. I think sounded really good, but had unintended consequences where staff were hired away from sort of the people who were serving the most critical population in our communities and maintaining our crisis system and doing all those things, and presented a lot of challenges for us. But we've got really committed and dedicated people that we're lucky to work with every day, and they do a great job in keeping our community safe and doing whatever they can to support the needs of our population.
Yeah.
We got there in the end.
Yes, yeah.
Commissioner Cameron, do you?
Good.
Okay.
He's like, let's get it done.
I'll take a motion.
All right, I move to approve the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority in the amount of $1,980,301 for the Behavioral Health Workforce Incentive Program through June 30th, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, and now we have the next Ryan, Ryan Cruther. We're going to consider approval of the construction contract with Brown Contracting Incorporated, the amount of $238,069. And I will let you talk about how much the state's going to fund and how much we're going to fund to construct sidewalks, ramps, pedestrians, signals, signage, and striping for the Staten Middle School Safe Routes to School project through September 1st, 2024.
Good morning. For the record, Ryan Cruther, Marion County Capital Projects Manager. And like you said, I'm here to talk about our Staten Middle School Safe Routes to School project. The project's located right next to Staten Middle School, as you might have guessed, in the city of Staten along Shaft Road. So the existing conditions, I've got a few photos that kind of show we've got a lot of pedestrian movement. There's a portion of sidewalk that's missing adjacent to the school on the, I believe that's the south side of Shaft Road. And then you can see missing ADA ramps. So the project scope, this was funded to construct a 7-foot sidewalk along that missing sidewalk section that will connect into the existing pedestrian pathway. We're also constructing new ADA ramps and improving the ADA ramps that don't currently meet ADA standards. We'll install a rectangular rapid flashing beacon, or RRFB, which is one of those push buttons that you can push and it flashes so that the cars can see that students are crossing. It can be a tool that the crossing guards use to really show that people are crossing as well. And then finally, we're going to install signage and pavement markings to improve that crossing as well. So the project budget, our low bid was $238,069. Of that, the state is estimated to pay $190,455.20, and the county is responsible for $47,613.80. Assuming this contract is approved, construction would start in July and be completed in September of 2023. And with that, do you have any questions?
Any questions or comments, Ryan?
No, it takes forever to get these things here. We started talking about this, I think, in 21.
I have a comment, which is the state prioritizes the safety of some kids at some schools over the safety of other kids at other schools, and I think that's wrong. And I'm going to keep saying that out loud, and I'm going to keep talking about it. The way that the state has their process for supporting safe routes to schools is unfair, and it's biased towards certain communities and against others, and that needs to change.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'm ready to move if you're ready for a motion.
I'm ready.
Move approval of a construction contract with Brown Contracting, Inc. in the amount of $238,169 of which the state will fund an estimated $190,455.20, and the county will fund an estimated $47,613.80 for the construction of sidewalk, ramps, pedestrian signals, signage, striping for state and middle school safe route to schools project through September 1st, 2024.
I second the motion.
We have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Okay, next up, we're going to consider approval of the construction contract with Fairline Bridge Incorporated in the amount of $1,260,084, of which the state will fund an estimated $1,130,673.37, and the county will fund an estimated $129,410.63 for the Meridian Road Abaquac Creek Bridge Rehabilitation Project through December 31st, 2024. I'm talking like my 2-year-old now. Queek, Abaquac Creek. That's how she talks.
Thank you. Again, for the record, Ryan Crother, Marion County Capital Projects Manager. And this time I'm going to talk about our Meridian Road Bridge Project. So the project's located north of the city of Silverton on Meridian Road. You can see on the map here kind of where it's located in relation to Mount Angel and Silverton. So the project scope, you can see photos here of what our current bridge footings look like. We plan to construct scour repairs at the abutments and piers. This bridge is what's known as scour critical, so it's elevated to a level that the state has decided to fund it with the local bridge program to make these repairs and keep this bridge in a serviceable condition. We're going to strengthen the pier foundations, and then since we're out there, we're also going to install new approach guardrails on either side of the bridge to improve safety. So you can see here, this is just kind of a map of our proposed rehabilitation work. It's a really interesting repair. We're using what's called micropiles. And so they are small piles that are going to reinforce those foundations. And then we cap them with concrete that ties into what's already there and what's existing. So it's an economical way of rehabilitating a bridge. All right, so the low bid was received from Fairline Bridge Incorporated. And it was $1,260,084. The funding, as I said, comes from our local bridge program, which is a federal program, but these funds were fund exchange for state dollars. So these are state dollars. And that's $1,030,673.37. And the county's responsibility is approximately $129,410.63. Again, assuming this contract is approved, we would start construction in July and have construction complete in September of 2023.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Then I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the construction contract with Fairline Bridge Incorporated in the amount of $1,260,084, of which the state will fund an estimated $1,130,673.37, and the county will fund an estimated $129,410.63 for the Meridian Road Abaquac Creek Bridge Rehabilitation Project through December 31st, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion, and a second. Is there any further discussion?
You're a busy guy.
Thank you. Yes, my team is very busy as well.
Summertime.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I just want to say before Ryan runs off that I don't think we do a good enough job advertising that we're going to shut down a lot of roads this summer for all these projects. I've run into this twice myself, and I know exactly where to go find the information to avoid the challenges I've interacted with in the last week. So Marion County Public Works has a website that gives dates as to when road closures are coming, and I highly encourage anyone who lives in Marion County to go find that website and look at it often, because literally in 24 hours I've run into 2 road closures and I was like, what the heck? So look up the website and don't get stuck in traffic like I did.
Yes, there's a lot of other really good information on the website too about projects that are upcoming, future projects. It's just a great place to go and look at our construction website.
Well, I'll be frequenting it myself, so as your likes go up, it's
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Next up, we're going to consider an order approving the appointment of Lieutenant Nick Hunter to the office of Marion County Sheriff effective June 30th, 2023
You actually have to come up.
You gotta come up here, Lieutenant Hunter. The Office of County Sheriff is established in the Oregon Constitution. Article 6, Section 6, for anybody who's, wondering at home. The requirements to be county sheriff, you have to be over the age of 21. I haven't verified
Barely.
that, but you look it.
I think yesterday, Commissioner, I was already a little self-conscious, but now
I
we've
meant that in a
added to
positive way. Oh, man, HR is gonna be all over me. You have to be eligible, and you have to have done the Department of Public Safety Standards and Training certification, and have had either 4 years of law enforcement experience or 2 years of law enforcement experience and a college education. I know you've passed that part, so I think you're good there. And the Office of Sheriff, the general duties include to arrest and jail all persons who commit or attempt to break the law, defend the county against those who would endanger the public safety, execute the process and orders of the courts, execute all warrants delivered to the sheriff, and appear in court in all state and county courts upon call. We've been very fortunate to have Sheriff Cast, as you heard, serve as our sheriff for the past 4 years. And we're very fortunate to have you apply for this position. Lieutenant Hunter was unanimously selected by the Board of Commissioners after a 7-hour process, 8-hour process. And you still are not the sheriff. This is probably like the longest job interview you've ever been in. And we are appointing Lieutenant Hunter to complete Sheriff Cast's term in office until the next general election, November 2024, when the citizens vote for the new sheriff. Jan, would you like to add anything to that?
I'll just cover the process that the board went through. As you well know, one of the primary responsibility of the Board of Commissioners is when there is a vacancy in an elected position, the board is the one who appoints the appropriate individual. And we did go through a long process. I know Nick would agree. On May 3rd, when Sheriff Cast announced his resignation due to retirement, we opened the recruitment on May 10th through the 26th. We got 6 applications. We had an open public comment period through the June 2nd, and the board interviewed all 6 candidates June 7th. And like Commissioner Willis said, unanimously picked the most qualified person, which was Lieutenant Nick Hunter. And I ask for you to approve the board order appointing Nick to the vacancy of sheriff effective Friday, June 30th, when he will be sworn in at 10 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Lieutenant Hunter, do you have any thoughts for us?
very, very short and sweet. And first of all, I'm humbled and I'm honored. I think
Pull that microphone close to you.
I'll just move closer to it.
There
There
you
we go. I believe Sheriff Cass said it very well. And so this is a team effort. This is a collaboration with you all. This is a collaboration with Ryan, with the rest of the county. And I'm just really humbled and honored to have that opportunity to lead what is, again, what Sheriff Cass said, a great team. And I think there are a lot of things that we can continue to build on. I think there are new adventures we will find and things that we need to go do. But I can't think of any better place to do that than here in Marion County. This is a family, and we will continue to act as one, which means we won't always get along, which means we will have to solve internal problems. But we will do that in a professional manner, and we will do that for the betterment of our citizens. Always paying attention to those that work for us, taking care of our folks, remembering who we represent. And if we keep those things in mind and we drive towards that, that's how we will continue to do well together. So I want to say thank you to Sheriff Cast. It's a mentorship for me. Probably have a few more words to say on Thursday towards that, but certainly, and I'm sorry, we're just going to say this, Joe has been a mentor to me for a big part of my career. So it's a sad day to see him go. I know he's going on to bigger and better things, and he's going to go and enjoy life. But it is a big loss for the county. And on the other side of that is Under Sheriff Wood. I'm happy that he's going to stay around and continue to be part of this team because, as Sheriff Cass had mentioned, he is a huge asset to the county. And I believe that he will continue to be a huge asset to the county. So I am humbled and thankful that he's going to continue that. So with that, I appreciate the opportunity. And I'm ready to do good things with the county and work with you all. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Commissioners?
I'm ready. I hope you are.
Under Sheriff Wood, that was
Although you
hilarious.
cannot see the entire audience here, that is a true story. There's never a dull moment in this work. I know you are, because we had lunch last week, and we had some very healthy discussions. And I think we will always get along. We just won't always agree. And I think that that's what's most important. I've had that experience with Sheriff Cast, where we've always gotten along. I really admire him, and also his wife. Noelle has been a steadfast supporter of this county through her love and support of the sheriff. She sent me a text last week that was exceptionally moving. And I look forward to getting to know Sam in her role, supporting you in the county. And there's never a dull moment. Never.
Not with her, no.
Well, I didn't mean that. Okay, well, I look forward to learning all about her and her personality. I'm sure it'll be a great time.
Commissioner Cameron?
Well, I'm not going to say much more other than it's a great honor to make a motion.
Well, in that case, let's do that.
Okay.
It's a great honor to make this motion, Nick. I make that we would consider an order approving the appointment of Lieutenant Nick Hunter to the office of Marion County Sheriff effective June 30th, 2023.
I think you have to move that we approve the appointment, not that we consider it.
That's what I did.
Okay.
I second that you move to approve the motion.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? I think the only thing I would say is I'm excited. I'm excited for you. This has been fun because I'm so grateful for Sheriff Cast and for his service, but I'm also really excited for you and your service, and I want you to know that. You bring some real energy to this job, and I think it's just a good thing. It's a good thing that we recognize Joe, and it's a good thing that you're jumping into it and you have the energy to go tackle the new adventures.
I appreciate that. Here we go. I think it's a Top Gun Maverick moment, and we're off. and we're off.
And here we go.
Almost 2 days.
Any further discussion? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I liked how you said that, Commissioner Bethel, about we don't always agree, but we always get along and move forward. Someone was asking me the other day, and I was like, yeah, I think of Marion County as sort of like a functionally dysfunctional family. We're very functional. We get things done. We work together. We do good things. And we're sort of a dysfunctional family.
That's the true story, especially in our office. Just before you close out, I just want to put a plug in for Sadie, who's put out a lot of emails, that on Thursday evening from 4 to 7 p.m., we are going to spend some duly earned time with Sheriff Cast in his official community welcome retirement party. It's over at Broadway Commons. It's open to the public, so I don't know if there's an RSVP if you want the world to RSVP, but it's kind of a rolling activity. But at 5 o'clock, I believe, is when the points of us sharing and other formal things begin. So please come and say your warm congratulations and share your appreciation for Sheriff Cast, and also meet Noelle. She'll be the tallest blonde in the room, as Joe says, on a regular basis, and also probably just very excited to see what she can put him to work for the coming days.
Great. We're done with our agenda.
We are. We have a fair next week. Do you want to talk about that, since we won't actually be
Come to the fair. It's going to be really fun.
Starts July 6th, Thursday, July 6th, and we'll be hosting our board session next week, not Wednesday, but Thursday at the fair. So, see you there.
See you there. The Pirate Parrot show's fabulous, by the way. You can hold a parrot if you want to.
Oh my God.
My kids really like it.
Brad's reptile show is coming to the board session for all of you that are interested in the crazy things we do. And Jan and I made sure that no snakes and no spiders were going to be participating in our activity, because I won't come. But he's bringing a famous mini alligator that has been held by Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think is the information we received yesterday. So, if you're a fan person of him, come see the alligator.
There you go.
All right.
Anything else?
One big weekend up in the canyon.
That's right. I'll be there.
Yeah. The golf cart parade, fireworks over the lake.
There's a
pancake breakfast, barbecue Friday night, so.
park party. There's a party in the park. There'll
yeah,
be
all
band and
kinds
food
of
trucks. And
fun things.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
See,
Yeah,
already.
4th of July's coming up.
It's like Tuesday.
I know, I'm super excited. That's like my favorite holiday. Well, and Christmas, and Easter, and Thanksgiving. I like all the holidays, but that's one of my favorite holidays.
Is there a specific reason, commissioners, to why you like those holidays?
Well, I was almost born on the 4th of July. I was this close. So anyway, all right. With that, we're adjourned.